Hi everybody, we are here again to do a Club Q video of the kits for July. If you have not heard of Club Q and you're not a Club Q member yet, check it out because you get free kits when you sign up and you get our new product every single month. 4 pages, all instructions are in there, plus you get an extra paper pack with ribbon and stuff in it too, free in every shipment. $32, free shipping, and you always get a ton of stuff each month. So if you look here, what John was showing you from the beginning, this is our free kits you will get in your first shipment. If you were to sign up today, you actually get, this is the August kit. So we want to give you a preview for next month. Right now we are going to go through step by step for July kits. So there's one here that we will be going through here soon. And I'll walk you through step by step. But for July, if you were to, or for August, if you were to sign up for August, this will be shipping on August 15th. So this is a really fun, summery kit that you can use for ocean, beach days, water, lake, river, fun days during the summer. And check out shopquickquotes.com Club Q and you can sign up and get these kits shipped to your door every single month. Free shipping, $32 flat rate. You get 4 pages plus an extra paper pack and ribbon, and you get bonuses and benefits for being a Club Q member. So we are going to get started and I will walk you through the July kits. Okay, so we are going to get started on the Happy 4th kit. And this is a pretty simple kit to just layer up. No fancy folds or tricky cuts or anything like that. But sometimes it's just easier to watch a video and go along with the video instead of read through the step-by-step instructions. But as you know, on all of our instructions, we always have clear picture, step-by-step, very simple to put together if you were to read through the instructions, but I will walk you through this in the video so that you can just follow along and push pause as you need to. Always in our directions, we put the cutting information first. So hopefully we can just get the cutting out of the way, move our trimmer out, and be done with it. So what we are going to do is start off with the cutting diagrams. So in your kit, there is a piece of paper. It has on the back some powder puff chalking tips and tricks and stuff like that. On this side, it has 2 diagrams. We will cut those first. So what you need is your red piece of paper. It's 3.5 by 11.25. And then we need the blue scratch paper. So when we say blue scratch, that means it's a white paper that has like a blue scratch over the top of it. Later we'll talk about some of the red scratch paper, but make sure for this one you want the piece that is 3.5 by 12 blue scratch paper. So we will start with the red and do the cutting for the red piece. And as you can see on here, actually, you know what? I'm going to move all of this right out of the way while I do the cutting. So on this diagram, we're going to want a 3.5 by 3.5, another 3.5 by 3.5, and then a 3.5 by 4.25. So we'll trim just a little bit off the edge there. This is already 3.5 inches wide. So if we are going to do a 3.5 by 3.5, we put it into 3.5 inches and trim. 3.5 inches and trim. And then this last piece, we want 3.5, which we have across here, by 4.25. Or I'm sorry, we don't want 3.5, we want 3.25. So we need to trim just a little bit off this edge. So let's turn this and trim just 1/4 inch off the edge. So this is 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. This is 3.25 by 4¼ or yeah, and a quarter. And I'm writing on these just so that you can see what is what when we are putting things together, just for my sample there. Okay, the next diagram is the blue scratch paper. We need 3¼ by 3¼ squares. We'll start there doing the two 3¼ squares. So put it into 3¼ move it down, do another 3¼ and then these are a little bit long, so we want to, I'm going to put mine together, turn it sideways, and put it into 3¼ and trim that little bit off. So both of these we have 3¼ that's square, so 3¼ by 3¼ and we'll set those aside for later. Now, the only other cutting we need to do are these couple of steps here. So we got the two diagram ones done. The dark blue piece of paper that is a 4×12 looks like this, a navy blue. We're going to cut that into two 4×6 pieces. So it's already at 4 inches wide, so we just put it into the 6 and trim it at 6. We end up with two 4×6 navy blue pieces. And set those aside. And the last is blue scratch piece of paper that is a 4×6, but we want to trim it into 3×4s. So we'll put it into 3 inches and then we'll have two 3×4s. Put in your trimmer to 3 inches and trim, and these are 3×4. Okay, so we have all of our cutting done. The only last piece that we need to do, and it's not even with the trimmer, is cut our ribbon. And it's 16 inches long. We need 8-inch pieces, so I'm just folding it in half. Trim that, and then the ribbon is also ready to go. So if you need to pause, do your cutting, you go right ahead, and I'm going to get the next pieces out. If you have already cut out or punched out all your die cuts, make sure you save the frame on one of the large die cuts here, because we will be using that. So this goes onto the background paper. Lots of die cuts, and sometimes I say go ahead and punch them all out. We usually say that in the directions, but I like to do it as I go so that I don't lose anything. If there is anything that has a tab on the bottom, you can go ahead and trim that off before you put your trimmer away completely. I'm going to do that now because we are going to use this outside frame. After we take out all the die cuts, we're going to use that for background. Okay, set that out of the way. But you can see here, there is a square in the middle of this. And if any of these little notches stay in like that, they're really easy to trim out, or you can just trim this out with your scissors, get rid of those notches to begin with. But you can see here this leaves a 12×12 frame, which will be part of your background. And if you want to punch all your die cuts out at one time, you go right ahead. I'm just kind of doing it as I go. But this frame right here, we are going to use for the background paper, so don't get rid of that. And then all of your die cuts, I'm actually going to punch out a few of these just so that they're ready to go. And we are going to work on page 1. So page 1 is this one here, and we are going to go ahead and layer that up. So you take your two This is the red scratch paper, which I didn't trim. I gotta trim the end off of that too, the little tab. And you should have one full sheet of this and one with a hole for in the center as well. So your two 11 by 11 navy blue chevron pieces, they go right in the center. We're going to get both backgrounds started at the same time. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down. And actually, I'm gonna chalk up the edges of this because I really love this new blue. It's called Denim. There's lots of blues that would match this line. So if you have navy or even deep sea is kind of a brighter royal blue, Denim is the one that I used, and I just really like this color. And I do a little more on the edges. It just kind of gives it a little bit of pop of color. Has a soft, chalky look. But it just adds a little extra dimension to your page. And you can do this with any of the colors you feel match. There is, I think this one suggests Red Hot and Denim. So always on our kits we suggest colors, but there are lots of colors that would match each one. So if you have a red or a blue or any other, even a gray would look really nice with this. But I also have one called Barn Board here too, which is a really nice kind of rusty red color. But you just choose what you like. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of adhesive on mine here because it's just a sample, but center that chevron paper, whoops, right in the middle of your 12 by 12 red scratch paper. And then I'm going to move my, actually I'll just move this one out of the way. Move my frame here. And what I like to do, I'm gonna chalk up the edge of this too. Actually, you know what? I'll use red on this one. Mine's gonna look a little messy, so I'm okay with that. I'm gonna use Red Hot on this one. So you can see whether you wanna use, this one's really a bright red. Barn Board is kind of dulled down a little bit and has a little bit more of a rust color to it. If you choose to use a little bit different red. And then what I do is I actually put my adhesive right around the open square. You don't want any out near the edge here because your paper will not cover it. Just putting a little bit. And then center this right to the page. So we have our two background papers ready to go. This one I'm just going to use for the first page. And again, if you need to pause and get things put together, you go ahead and hit pause and go at your own pace. So what I typically do is when I am putting together a kit, I lay the pieces all out where I want them and then I start gluing things down. Just in case if you decide you don't want to go by the instructions we have and you have a different idea, you can change things up, move things around before you actually adhere them down. Or you can just go for it, adhere them down as you go, and be happy with however it turns out. You do whatever makes you happy. So on this first paper, we will need the two short banners. There's, out of this die cut, there is a long banner here, and then there's one here that looks like a long banner, but there's actually a cut in the middle. So you want that one that makes two. And again, there is small banners, and this is on the red scratch paper. And again, chalk these up however you would prefer. I love our little chalk ink on the powder puffs. It has these tails here, so it makes it really easy to kind of get into the corners there. Okay. And then here I am just going by the picture, but where you want to start is putting one of the white banners about 1 inch in from the right side and about a 1/2 inch from the top. Maybe a little bit more. But this is why I like to line things up just to see beforehand. So again, chalk these up how you would like. And then on this side, the red banner goes in about 2 inches and then about a 1/2 inch from the bottom there as well. And then the red one gets layered over top of it. And we have, remember we cut 2 4x6 navy pieces. We're going to go ahead and lay that down now, and then you can kind of see if you need to adjust. It looks like I need to move this over some. So this is actually a little more than 2 inches, about 2 inches on both sides from each side here. And again, if you have something that you feel like would look better, you go ahead and adjust it how you need to. Okay, now we have 2 3.5 by 3.5 pieces. These we are going to add our 3.25 by 3.25 blue scratch pieces that we cut in the beginning. I'm going to use a little red on this. I know this one's really bright. Typically I would use barn board. I thought I had it here, but I do like this bright red color too. And these 3.25 pieces, they go right on the center of the red 3.5. Center it on this one. Okay, and then we have 2 blue tags. Your laser looks like this for the tags. We're going to punch 2 of those out. And on this page, we also have 1 of the blue banners. So 2 tags, 1 banner. Let's set the tags here, and I'm going to add the white to the front and 1 blue banner here. Okay, so the next piece you need to go with that to finish up this page is the white banners, 3 white banners, and we need the small red scratch pieces that go on, the rectangles that go onto the tags. So you can see here we're going to use this small rectangle. It goes right onto this tag. Oops. Onto this tag. And then 3 white banners for the background. And you'll want to save these stars because you can use them in other places, and we actually use a couple on the tops of these squares here. So you want to line these up, line the holes up there. I'm going to actually put a little adhesive, line those holes up. And you need 2 red banners, and that comes out of this laser. So we'll punch up 2 red banners. Line up on those. I think we can go ahead and glue those on and then get started on the string that goes into the banner. Line the holes up there. And one last little Some of these stars we don't use, but go ahead and save them and you can put them wherever on the page if you want to use them or save them for another project. Okay, so we are to the part where we will put the banner together and you can glue everything down. With these stars, I would chalk them up a little bit and that makes them way more noticeable on there. Oops, kind of little. My nails do not look nice today because I've been doing a lot of chalking with the powder puffs. And our little embellishments, anytime we have embellishments in the kits, we try to put them in a little bag like this so that you have them all together. There's no losing them inside the kit. We have red pearls in there, red colored pearls, and those will go on the tops of the tag. So when you do go to glue everything down permanently, when you glue this blue 4x6, you want to make sure, so I'm going to move this over a little bit. There we go. You want to make sure with the blue 4x6 that you don't put any glue at the top here because we want it to be a pocket for these to fit in. Glued down, but so that those can slide right down in there. Okay, with the banner, you take one of your 8-inch pieces of ribbon and you start with the red one on the right. You want to go up through the bottom of the right hole, over the top, and then back through. Pull that all the way down. Grab your blue one, start on the right hole from the back, go up, over, out the other side, and the same with the red. And then once you have those on, you can kind of pull them so that they're even amount of ribbon on the ends. Put a little adhesive on the back, flip it over, and hang your banner just like that. So pretty easy for the first page. Second page is just as easy. We are going to move this one out of the way. You go ahead and pause it, glue things down, add pictures, whatever you need to do. But very simple. That's where all the pieces are placed on our instructions. But if you want to mix it up, that is totally up to you. I'm not the boss of you. You do it how you like. And we will move on to page 2. So with page 2, we are going to start with the 2 long banners. So in our red, we want the long banner. And then we will also take the white long banner out of this laser, chalk it up if you would like, and then this one gets adhered about a 1/2 inch from the left side and about 3/4 of an inch from the top, maybe almost an inch from the top. And then this gets layered on, and you can see I have it almost to the center. The point is touching there. Straighten that out a little bit. And you can glue these down as you go if you would like. The blue 4x6 paper, again, is going to be a little pocket for tags, so you don't want to put any glue at the top. Glue just the bottom, flip it over, and it goes a little over an inch from the right side of your page and about an inch and a half from the top of your red banner. And then we have 2 tags that go in at the top, just like on the other page. And 2 blue banners that will make another banner like we did on the other page as well. So usually with Quick Quotes kits, we say don't throw anything away until the very end, because a lot of times we use scraps and extra pieces. This one doesn't have too many extra pieces, but a lot of times we will use the negative from like lasers or something like that. So never throw anything away until we are completely done. Maybe just set it aside so that you don't have to go digging through the garbage can. So if you like our kits and would like to do one of our live events, we would love to have you join us. We have some online live events, and then we also have our private reserve events coming up. Our private reserve we actually do in person in Pennsylvania, California, and Washington. But we also do an online private reserve, which you get the same kits, you get the same amount of product. We give away tons and tons of prizes and giveaways. The weekend is $2.99, but you get well over $2.99 in product. So it's a really fun weekend to either come see us in person or online. I'm just punching the rest of these out here to finish up this page. But we do crop parties, make and takes, giveaways, tons of grand prizes at the end, and we do this on the online event and at the in-person event as well. We also have, every few months, we have a smaller online one-day event too that has been really fun over the last the last couple of years. We have done some really fun online one-day events as well. Okay, so we have all of these cut out. Of course, these just layer up, and with these, I like to use a glue pen, and you don't have to get every piece of the letter, maybe just a little bit here and there, and it will hold on to the other backer. I just do little spots of glue in different places. But if you're interested in doing any of our online events or our in-person events, check it out, because we have lots to choose from. Go to shopquickquotes.com and go to events and workshops, and it'll have all the information there. And if you have any questions at all, let us know. One thing we love too is when you get done with your Club Q kits or any of our kits, really, we would love to have you post them to our Facebook page and show us what you did with them. I know a lot of people switch them up. Some people do it exactly like we have in the instructions, but it's always fun to see completed projects. So if you have any, we would love, love, love for you to post them to our Facebook page. It's Quick Quotes Scrapbook Company. So find us on Facebook. Okay, looks like I have all the pieces out here. And we are going to, the last photo mats here, we have a red and a blue at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And those, I'm just gonna lay them out on top of things here. We put the 3 by 4 pieces on top of there. So chalk them up however you want. Add those to your blue piece. and to your 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 red piece right in the center. And I'm going to place these on here. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to do one of the cup. We did. I have to go back. So there was, on this diagram, I only got one of the cuts. So there's a leftover piece of blue scratch paper, and we need to cut these small pieces here out of it. So 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. So you should have this from when we started the diagram in the beginning. I don't like pulling my cutter back out, but I'm gonna do it. So you want 1 3/4, and we'll cut, and then 1 3/4, and cut, and then they only need to be 2 1/2 long. So I'm going to put them together, put it in at 2 1/2, and we'll trim that down. So we should have done that cut at the very beginning, but that was simple. We'll just move it right back out of the way. And then these are the 2 pieces that go onto your tags. Tuck those right in there. And you should have 2 red colored pearls left. And these usually work best. I can use a little 2-sided tape, but like glue dots would hold these on. And then your banner. And that is put together just like the banner on the first page. I'm going to lay these all out. Line these up, put a little adhesive. Goes blue, red, blue. Okay, get that put together. And then your 2 photo backers that you have here, you can line those up on your page, and this just kind of overlaps the banner a little bit. The long banner, the red one goes overlapping a little bit, and then maybe just like not even 1/4 inch from the right side of the page. And you can adjust these depending on what pictures you're putting in there. You might need to move this over a little more so you can see more. And then we have the last banner, and we're going to do that just like we did the other one. Pick up the one on the right, start from the back, go through. The next one, start from the back, go through. And the next one from the back and through. Little adhesive on the back, and then you flip that over, hang that right across there. On the picture it has it straight. You can do crooked, however you would like it. So there you have it. Super easy kit, but perfect for this time of year. We have some leftover stars that you can chalk up, add to your page. And I hope you liked this month's Club Q kit for July. We'll see you in the next one.